Hey Mickey, how you doing?
Hey bro, how are you?
Yeah, man, I'm sound. I'm sound.
Good.
How's Bedford looking?
Bedford's looking hot today.
Mate, it's so lovely.
Hot today, man. You wouldn't believe it. I thought I was in Spain for a little bit this morning, man.
Mate, I'm up in the northwest and it's just gorgeous, gorgeous weather, man.
Is it hot up there as well?
Yeah, man, it's nice,
We're
really
laughing.
nice.
It'll be snowing tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
That's England, isn't it? That's England.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's get straight into this, man. Let's tell me a bit about yourself and your background.
So, in terms of sport, or just in general?
Just in general, man. Yeah, I just want to get a bit of background information on you.
So like I'm a professional boxer. 26. I'm from Kempston in Bedford, if you know where that is.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest of five. I've got a ginger beard, but my hair ain't ginger, which is weird, right?
Fun fact.
Yeah, fun fact for you. But no, so like I say, I'm the youngest of five. I've been in sport my whole life. I've been kind of grounded by my family my whole life, so that kind of plays a part in what I do. There's not much else to know, man. To be honest with you,
So
you
what
know
about
what I mean?
what about your like boxing career then? How did that all develop? How did all that start?
So I started boxing when I was about 9 years old. Believe it or not, my dad took me down to the boxing club when I was 9.
Wow.
Yeah, we started playing rugby at 4. My mum brought us into rugby when we were 4 years old, man. We started playing rugby properly, and I was a little bit rough around the edges. It's a little bit more aggressive, and obviously like I said, being the youngest of five, I'd have my fair share of scraps at home. My dad said, why don't we take you down to boxers? A couple of my other brothers went to boxing, they didn't like it at all, man. And I remember my dad saying to me, I'm going to take you down to the boxing club. And I spoke to my other brother, and he was like, nah, bro, nah, they're crazy down there, man. It's horrible. And I went down there, and they were cool, man. It was awesome. It was just hard work, like from the off. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, 9 years old, I was there, and they said, look, if you want to fight, you got to make weight at this weight.
Yeah.
So I started losing weight from my first fight was at 11, so I remember started thinking about my weight from, I'd say, 10. I have to think about like whether I was allowed that chocolate bar, or whether I was allowed this, or whether I was allowed that. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. My first fight was at 11. I can't even remember how many amateur fights I had. I must have had about 10 or 11 amateur fights. And then I stepped away from boxing for a bit. I went back and played rugby. Kind of focused all my time on rugby, where I was allowed to eat and drink whatever I wanted, and do you know what I mean? Do whatever I wanted, drink as much beer as I wanted, even though I don't drink beer. You know, I was drinking Archers and lemonade, that kind of thing. and then I went to MMA, which is kind of mixed martial arts. I started doing that. I can't remember how old I was when I started doing that. I was probably about 20, maybe 20. So I did that for a couple of years, and then I thought, you know what? I'm allowed to swear on this, by the way.
Mate, you crack on, man. You crack
Or
on.
I'll try to refrain from swearing, but if it comes out, it comes out. So I then went traveling when I was about 21. I thought, screw this, I'm bouncing, man. I thought I'm gonna go to the States, because my brother did the same thing. He was like, you've got to do it, man, because we always kind of brought up around. Obviously, being English, right? We were brought up around like American TV. Everything's American, you know what I mean?
Hollywood and that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So my brother went, and he was like, it's the best thing he ever done. So I said, screw it, I'm doing the exact same thing. So I bounced to America for like 4 months. I think it was 4 or 5 months. And I was like I was working on a camp over there, which it turns out a lot of people do. A lot of people go over there and work on these summer camps, which was eye opening for me massively, man. I went and worked on these summer camps, and then I went and travelled for like a month afterwards. Then I come back, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go back into boxing. I'm gonna try and put my time back into boxing. And my boy took me down to, I was heavy then as well. I was about, I must have been 100 kg easily, man. I was a heavy boy. My mate took me down to my current boxing club, and he was like, this is where I train. And then that was it, man. I trained with them. I had 9 fights with them on like a unlicensed circuit. I was undefeated there. And then I signed my professional contract, and then here we are, bro.
Sick, man. So how many fights have you had professionally? Is it 5?
5 fights now professionally, yeah.
Yeah. So what's the learning process from like the first one to one you've had recently? Do you think you're fighting the same, or do you think you've changed or adapt?
My mindset towards fighting has changed massively. My mindset towards fighting as a whole has completely changed. Like before, it was like before it was like I'd look at I'd try and work out how my opponent fights and how they do this and how they do that, and then I'd fight. I'd base my training around that person, right?
Mhm.
But now it's flipped, man. I couldn't, like I said, I'm trying not to swear, but I couldn't give a shit about who they are, like what their attributes are. I just think if I put an insane amount of work in and try and become a well-rounded fighter, do you know what I mean? Covering all my bases, then whoever they put me in there, I'm gonna be able to handle with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
As opposed to adapting myself to this person, and it plays itself off like that. So as I've progressed through the pro ranks, I've learned to myself that as long as I'm a well-rounded fighter or a well-rounded martial artist, it doesn't matter. I can just go in there and I can handle whatever's in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do.
That adapts to everything. I think that adapts to everything, man. Instead of looking at your competition, you look at yourself and you base yourself off of yourself as opposed to looking at your competition. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, so I sort of definitely relate to that because I do like radio presenting, and at the beginning, like yourself, I was focused on what he's doing or focused what she's doing.
Yeah.
When you should be looking internally and maybe that link wasn't good, or I didn't introduce that song right.
Yeah.
So you've just got to work, keep like hitting your craft.
Yeah.
And it will come. Like hard work, like brings success.
Bro, hard work pays off, man. If there's anything I've learned throughout all of this is that hard work pays off, no matter what it is, in any respect. Like no matter what you're doing, bro. Radio presenting, you know what I mean? What's the difference between boxing and radio presenting? There's a huge difference, right?
Yeah.
But there's attributes, right, that come from sport and come from everything that the word success is across the board, bro. And the one thing I can say relate to massively is you can tell who the hardest workers are because the hardest workers are at the top. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's also about working smart. If you know that you're lacking in certain areas and you put the work in to cover those areas, you're gonna get better. Do you know what I mean? Too many people are like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, let's say for example, my running times aren't fast enough, right? Yeah. And I get my running times to a good time, and I'm like, yeah, I'm smashing these running times, but I'm not keeping my hands up in the ring. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't fucking matter about the running times now. You know what I mean? And instead of just focusing on my running times, I'm now having to focus on this. I'm having to focus on that. You cover those areas. Do you get me? And that can be around everything, bro. Like you say, you might think, oh, I didn't promote this the way I should have promoted, or I didn't announce this song the way I think I should have announced it. Instead of going, oh fuck, I screwed up, you say, I'm gonna fix that on the next one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hard work is working smart, not working hard, and they go hand in hand, man.
Definitely, yeah. And I think like I've always had the mindset where this will sound really arrogant and really cocky, but I've never lost in my life. I've either won or I've learned from it.
Yes, exactly.
I think that's so like you said, if something does like mess up or doesn't go right way, just go right, okay. Why did that not go right?
Yeah.
What happened? Like, and then fix it, and then you can progress and grow.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Like I say, win or learn, man. Win or learn. But like I said, I didn't have that. Growing up, I didn't really have that mindset. I'm not gonna lie to you. Growing up, I lost. Like as an amateur, I lost more than I won in terms of boxing. Yeah. I lost a lot, and it didn't used to get to me. Well, the weird thing was, growing up, like failure didn't used to get to me at all, which is weird as a kid, right? Yeah. Like I wasn't phased by it. Like if I was to lose a fight, it was kind of like whatever. Like it didn't bother me at all. And people were kind of uncomfortable with that fact. Like it didn't bother me that much, including my coaches. They were a little bit like, oh, why are you not angry about this type thing? And I've always thought like, why am I like that? But the thought of losing doesn't even click for me, bro. Which is weird when you think about it. Like, obviously, you go into a fight wanting to win. Obviously, fucking hell, nobody goes into a fight wanting to lose. You go into, but the thought of losing. I know a lot of people struggle with the pressure, the risk of losing. People struggle with that. You know what I mean? Whether that be in like sports, life, business, anything like that. People think, oh, but what if I lose, bro? What if I fail at it? That's never gone in my head ever with anything I've ever done, which is weird. Amazing. Yeah, there's probably something not quite screwed up tight enough up there. Do you know what I mean? But the thought of losing doesn't even click for me, man. Do you know what I mean?
Good. That's amazing. Although I totally agree, it is weird.
Yeah, it's super weird.
It's super weird, but like I think that's the right mindset to go into anything. Like even if you fail, you'll still learn something.
100%.
And if you do it again, you're not starting from zero. You're starting from a position where you've got experience in it now.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly.
So I've been watching the Last Dance, the Michael Jordan documentary.
Right. Yeah. I've been told about this.
Micky.
You're like the fourth person to tell me this, bro.
Bro, Mickey, you need to please, like, you need to watch it. It's so sick.
Really?
And so he says, one of the things he says, he goes, the reason I'm a success is because I've missed basketball shots 10,000 times.
Right, yeah.
And it's because I keep going and keep cracking on and keep doing it. And that's why I'm a success.
Bruce Lee says something like this, man. Bruce Lee says, I don't fear the man that has thrown 10,000 different kicks.
Yeah.
I fear the man that's thrown the same kick 10,000 times. It's 100% true as well, man. Do you know what I mean? No, repetition it creates perfection, man.
Exactly, man. And so just touching on, so you're doing really well and like successful in the boxing game. What was the reason to set up? Because I know you've got boxing. So what was the reason and like motivation behind that?
So a lot of it was just purely like, a lot of people were saying to me, yo, you need to get some merchandise out and get people wearing your kit, because from a business point of view, that's free marketing. Do you know what I mean? Having someone wearing an boxing jumper is free marketing to me. But I was kind of put on it. I didn't really think about it too much until someone said, "Oh, you need to get some hoodies made, bro." I can't remember who it was. Probably Sonny. Said that to me. You know what I mean? He's the business head. And I thought, okay, cool. And then before I know it, I'm looking at boxing a completely different way. I'm looking at myself as a business, which is the other thing that you said about like what changed throughout the pro ranks. Like, I stopped looking at myself as a boxer and started looking at myself and my image and my
your brand.
My brand as me. Like, I am the business. Do you know what I mean? Which is weird to kind of like, it's not the same. You know, you don't have a building, you don't have do you know what I mean, a team around you in terms of like your marketing and stuff like that. It's entirely you. But my business then became myself. So I thought, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna run with this, man. People seem to like wearing stuff. As simple as that, bro. There's one thing I've learned about people is people love free shit. People love free stuff, man.
If you're listening, write that down, man. Write that down.
People love free shit. Like, in terms of business, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. People will take it. Do you know what I mean? If I got 100 t-shirts made, those 100 t-shirts would be gone in a day. Yeah. Because people love free shit. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, that really never computed for me. Until I started bringing out these like t-shirts and giving them out to like my support or whatever. And then I realised that if you say, "Oh, I've got a load of free t-shirts, who wants one?" Suddenly everybody's on you. You know what I mean? But I thought I'd take the clothing thing to the next level, and I created a different branding as MMBXG with strip through it, right? And this is really weird. And this is not me saying that I made it at all, right? I'm not saying that at all. He probably beat me to it. He probably just didn't bring it out then. But like, next thing I know, so I bought this MMBXG thing out, with this strip, like a line through the middle, right?
I know what you're gonna say, yeah.
Next thing I know, Boohoo Man's done it, and Anthony Joshua's done it, and granted, I took AJB, what was it, AJBXNG, I think it is. Yeah, I took that aspect of it, and I thought I'm stealing that, you know what I mean? So I took MMBXG, which a lot of people did, don't get me wrong. But anyway, I put this out, and it must have been like 2-3 weeks later, my missus sent me the screenshot of AJ wearing it. Yeah, and I was like, hell no. No. This guy couldn't have copied me. He must have had it in a back burner and then brought it forward. But then I saw Boohoo Man doing it, and I was thinking, did I subconsciously see them and then run with it? Or did I come up with it myself? You know, I started asking the question. But yeah, in terms of the business side of things, I just thought, let's promote myself as a separate branding so people can wear it without knowing it's me. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? People wear MMBXG and not know what the hell it is. Like, you see, like, you can buy a pair of trousers that have like loads of like Roman numerals on it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You don't know whose that is, but you're wearing it because it looks good, right? So I thought I want to kind of run with that kind of thing. So I've got a load of kit made. I've got like girls' leggings made, hoodies, t-shirts, hats, snapbacks, and just sold the lot, man. Just went with it and ran with it. And part of me thinks I should have run with it a little bit further and been a bit more business minded about it. Not just looking at the money, looking at as a brand and as a business. Instead, I was thinking, if I can flog these, I can make more money out of it. Yeah. Which really is the essence of all business. To be honest, money is the essence of all business. But
profit. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought if I would have run with that a little bit more, I probably could have made maybe a better branding. But just recently, I've been in talks about bringing some more stuff out, which is cool. We're looking at like oversized. For some reason, oversized is in at the moment. You know what I mean? Oversized t-shirts, oversized jumpers, like sweatshirts. So we've been looking at stuff like that from a business point of view. But to be honest with you, man, it's the business thing is cool to me. But you spoke to Sonny, right?
Yes,
Sonny's
I did,
he's my business advisor. So I take things to him, and he kind of helps me out with them. And the same way, do you know Danny Burke? You know Danny Burke, innit?
Yeah, SSG, yeah.
From SSG. Anything to do with my boxing side of the business. Obviously, Sonny's part of Team Mills anyway, as in he's my strength and conditioning coach and things along those lines. But Danny Burke obviously knows his business and knows there's just something about him, right? That I can present him, for example, like contractually, I can say to him, look, I've got this coming in. I've got to make the decision as to whether to go here or do this or do that. And I can present him. He can give me a direct answer type thing. He'll help me out with it. So I've decided to surround myself with people like that can kind of help me out and push me in the right direction.
Definitely, yeah. Danny Burke's good people, man. He's a legend.
Good dude, bro. And he knows his stuff. Like my man's head screwed on, man. Do you know what I mean?
Massively.
He's one of the people you can go to and ask a question, and he won't you know what I mean? He won't sugarcoat it, but he'll help you out as but he's got your best interests in mind. Where a lot of people try and project their interests onto you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Actually, in business, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. You got to. I think you hit the nail on the head. You've got to surround yourself with the right people and the right mindset.
That's it, man. Surround yourself with your circle should be tight and it should be surrounded with people like-minded, man.
Definitely, yeah. So in terms of like touching on what you just said, in terms of like sponsorship, so getting the right sponsorship into like Micky Mills, how does that work? Do you approach them or do they approach you? How does it work?
To a degree, I mean, I've been very lucky. So when I first turned over pro, Sean Harvey, my main sponsor, he said from the off, before I even signed that contract, he said, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna because obviously you got to pay for your medical. Your medical's like £600, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
And that's just to go get a brain scan. You got to drive to Liverpool, get a brain scan, get a load of tests done, and that's it. It's like £600. You got to pay your fees, which come to like over the year come to like £200, £300. Like it's not a cheap sport to be in from the off, man. Do you know what I mean? And I was lucky enough to have Sean by my side immediately, and he was like, bro, I'm gonna help you out. And from there, the sponsorship, I've always been quite tight with sponsorship because I've always thought I don't want to promote yet. Obviously, if Adidas come and say, hey, bro, here's 50 grand, wear my kit, you're not going to say no, you know what I mean? Don't please get it twisted. But at the same time, I've always thought, if I can help promote Bedford-based businesses, like on my shorts or in any way, shape or form, I've always wanted people that I kind of know. Do you know what I mean? I've always wanted people like within me. But yeah, they approach me, I approach them. It depends entirely, man. But so I've been approached by quite a few people, and I've kind of been like, nah, not.
So what was the reason behind that? You saying no?
I just, it's weird, bro. It's weird to talk about. Like I just don't see.
Hello, everyone. Sorry for the interruption. Micky, what happened, man?
A nuke landed on my house, bro. I don't know what happened. The house blew up, man. I don't know what happened. My it might be just the upstairs. I don't know if downstairs, but one of the fuses blew anyway, and everything just went out on my side of the house. So you just disappeared, man. Shit scared the shit out of me. I was like, this is it. I'm out. I'm done. I was waiting for paratroops to come flying through the window or something, man.
Genuinely, man. You were talking and you just froze. I was like,
do you think I was trying to play a trick?
Mate, seriously, man. I was like, Micky, man, what happened? I know I'm bad, but you don't have to like.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm trying to stay really still. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make sure nothing. I don't know what's going on, man. We're good anyway. We're ready to rock and roll.
Right, cool, man. So we were, what were we talking about? We were talking about, so do you think you can be successful, or do you think there's any like certain qualities that you need?
What, anybody could be successful?
Yeah. So if you're talking to like the average person and they want to be successful, so obviously you mentioned hard work in the last part, but what other things do you think you need, or what in your experience?
In my experience, like, it's more of like who you are, bro. It's more of who you are, because it's like a lot of people are saying they're gonna do this, or say they're gonna be successful, or saying they're gonna, I don't know, get to the moon or whatever, I don't know, but they're scared to take active steps towards that. Do you know what I mean? It's a scary thing. Putting yourself out there is scary. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
For example, me, I'm posting on Instagram all the time. You know what I mean? Me and Sonny are doing podcasts, and like, I'm on this podcast. This is putting yourself out there, yeah? Putting yourself out there and putting yourself in a position where people can criticize you is scary to a lot of people, bro.
Yeah.
Terrifying, and people don't want to do that. People don't want to put in that position, but they're very, very quick. It's so much easier to criticize the person who's doing it than it is to actually do it yourself. Yeah. So a lot of people, like, one of the most key thing you need to be when you want to be successful, I think, is the ability to block out like block out negativity, because it comes from everywhere, man. It comes from everywhere, and like I say, you'll find negativity in every aspect. Like you won't, not just from like putting yourself out there, but you'll have friends and family that will question why you're doing something. You know what I mean? And or make you think twice about it, and that's a form of negativity, and that's enough for you to be like, oh, am I doing something wrong? You know, that kind of thing. I feel like one of the biggest things is be able to just literally not give a fuck, bro, and be like, I'm putting myself. I couldn't give a shit what you, Sandra, Carol, you know what I mean? Daniel, Karen, I couldn't give a shit what any of you lot think. I'm putting myself out there. Putting yourself out there for the world to see is a big thing, bro. And making a jump on a business, you know what I mean? Saying you want to be a radio presenter and thinking, no, I'm going to be the best radio, like saying to people, I'm going to be a radio presenter. Saying to people that I'm going to have my own business. Saying to people and putting it out there is a scary thing because a lot of people will say it, but they won't do it. And people see that you make active steps. People, as horrible it is to say, people hate success. Others hate success. They feel like a lot of people think that like there's only room at the top for like a few people. It's not, bro. You know what I mean? There's room at the top. We can all eat. Oh, bro, we can all eat 10 times over if we wanted to. But too many people are like, I don't like the way this guy pronounces his R's, so fuck that guy. You know what I mean? So many people just don't like people. Don't like people being. But on the flip of that, there's a bunch of people that will love you who have never met you, and they will push you out who have never met you. You know what I mean? They will support you who have never met you. I think to be a success in any regard, in anything, like I'm saying, from the stretches from being an artist to being a business entrepreneur to being to being successful with a family, to being successful with like with your business, or being successful in sport, or being an elite level athlete, or being anything, any form of success, is completely subjective. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So your success might be, for example, what do you want to do?
I want to present radio, or present just national wide. So either be on a national radio station or on a national TV show. Yeah. That's what's going to happen. Like there's no ifs, buts, when. That's going to happen. It's just a matter of time for me. I know that makes me sound cocky. But I as much as you believe the sky's blue, I believe I'm going to make it. Yeah. And there's been speed bumps, there's been mountains, and I'll overcome them, and I know I'll be all right. That's my goal, to answer your question.
And that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be, bro. Anybody who says, I think I want to, I hope, no.
I hate
out. Count me out.
I'll try. Yeah.
Yeah, I really want to try to be the best in it. Bro, listen to me, yeah? You got to have a degree of arrogance that says, fuck you, to anybody who thinks that, you know what I mean? Someone says to me, no, you won't. I say, cool. I'll see you at the top. You know what I mean? It doesn't even fucking, doesn't, I'm trying, like I said, I say to myself, don't swear, bro. I can't help myself.
Swear as much as you want, man. Shit, fuck.
I get hyped up about it, bro. But listen, anybody, I was saying this to my sister the other day, right? My family are my biggest supporters. They're like, they will push me to the end of the earth, man. And when I've been saying to my mum since I was, it's God's honest truth, right? I've been saying to my mum since I was maybe 10. I said, my mum, Jules, bro.
Yeah, Jules, I love her, man. She's amazing.
Yeah, she's a sicko, man. I was been saying to Jules, from 9 or 10, I swear to God, and you can go and ask her this, I've been saying, Mum, I'm going to make it, right? I used to say that all the time, Mum, I'm going to make it, Mum, I'm going to make it. And she'd be like, what? Yeah, I'm sure. She would always be like, I know you will, I know you will, I know you will. I didn't know what as. You know what I mean? I didn't know where I was going with this. I've always felt different to everybody, bro. And not a lot of people know this. I've always felt like so different to anyone. I thought like I've always felt a little bit not, you know what I mean? Not quite the same. And I always say to my mum, I'm going to make it. Mum, I'm going to make it. And she'd be like, I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. And it's only recently that I've realised that it's 100%. Not only is it 100% happening, but I'm getting there, because I'm looking back and being like, fuck me. Like 2 years ago, I was at this position. 2 years before that, I was at this position. It's only when you look back you see you succeeding, bro. It's only you see it from you can have the vision in front of you, bro. But looking back is where you see how far you've come. Do you know what I mean? I feel like you, if you're able to completely say like, I'm not listening to that person. I'm not having any influence from anybody outside my circle. I feel like that's such a big attribute to have to be successful, because if you're taking on board negative impacts from some dude you've never met, do you know what I mean? Like you go, like bro, boxing is unbelievable. You'll post a video, yeah, of you punching pads, let's say, right? You post a video of you punching pads, and there'll be some weasel, bro. Some weasel will comment and gonna say, no, his left hand's not up enough, and he needs to be. And bro, I'm like, oh my god, shut the fuck up! Like, no, these people don't know what they're talking about, but they will jump. You know what I mean? They'll say as much as they can to make them feel better, which is cool. Do your thing. And some people, unfortunately, will look at that and be like, bro, maybe I'm not giving my left hand up enough. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm not like. That's just like a plain example of it. But that's not the case at all. If you can say, well, shut up, man, and just proceed with your goal, that's one of the biggest characteristics you can have in being successful, I think, personally. Some people will be like some people will say, oh, you want to be a presenter, a nationwide presenter, bro, global presenter, bro. You want to be Jimmy Kimmel level, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
James Corden level. Let's say you want to get to that level, right? And people will look at that and be like, he's being arrogant. No, he's not. He's being forward thinking. You know what I mean? He's got a vision. And you're either with me or against me, bro. You know what I mean? As simple as that.
Nah, definitely, yeah. So I was like, because we met at SSG.
We did.
Obviously, I know your older brothers and older siblings and stuff, but I think we like officially met at SSG.
Yeah.
And when I said I was leaving, like to pursue this media thing, Mickey, you wouldn't have believed the amount of people that said, "What are you doing?" Like, because I was 2-time instructor of the year there.
Yeah, I remember. You were unbelievable instructor.
When I left, and like I just felt like I hate plateauing and I hate not being challenged. Yeah. And when I won it the second time and I got nominated for the third year, I was like, do you know what? Like, what's that going to give me? Yeah, that's not gonna. I've done it twice. Like, what? I've got nothing else to prove.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, right, I'm gonna pursue this media thing. I'm gonna see where it goes. And then the amount of people was like, that's the wrong decision. Like, you should do X, Y, and Z. Yeah. But I was like, nah, man. I felt so strongly about it.
Yeah.
And I felt like this is. And now look at me. I've done like loads of cool stuff. I've been on the BBC. And now like where are these people now?
They're not next to you, bro. You're not next to you. Do you know what I mean? And you know what it is? You know, I know exactly what you're saying. When you feel something in your bones, man, you know what I mean? It's like
to your core.
It's like there's nothing you can say to me. There's nothing you can say to me that will make me think twice about what I'm doing. There's nothing. There's nobody on earth. Your missus, you know what I mean? Your mum, your dad, none of it doesn't. They can't get it through. And once you're at that level, it's unbelievable. But you're exactly the same as me, bro. You're at that point where you're like, one of my biggest problems is the fact that I can't be static. Like, I have to have something out. Like I have to run a marathon in a week, or I have to, I don't know, bro. I have to punch a bag for an hour. You know what I mean? And raise money for charity, or I have to have something. If I don't have something, bro, it all goes tits up. I swear to God, that's one of my biggest problems. If I haven't got something to focus on, and if I'm not like, I feel like I'm gonna blow up. If I haven't got something to focus and push my energy to, it all goes tits up, bro. I end up like losing my mind a little bit. You know what I mean? So I've learned like that's probably one of the biggest things I've had to kind of combat. Essentially, like is putting my energy into the right thing, not going backwards. Do you know what I mean? But you're exactly the same, man. You want to do something. You want to be successful at this, like X, Y, and Z. But you've got people who, but they're not. Listen, and you would have seen this. They would have been like, "Are you sure that's what you want to do?" Or, you know what I mean? Yeah. Are you? I mean, that's a really hard. You know what I mean, that's a really hard industry to get into. You reckon you could really get into? That shit gets to me. You know what I mean? That shit isn't like not in a positive, not even like a oh maybe I'm doing it. No, it's like I want to stick my middle finger up in this person's face and say never speak to me again type thing. You know what I mean?
And it's like it's the people closest to you as well when they say that. I know this is gonna sound really like ungrateful, but I know they're looking out for my best interests, and I get that, and I do appreciate that, and I know they've got my back. But when they say like, are you sure, Balf? Really? Are you really gonna? Do you want to be a presenter? Like but I've realised and it took me a long time to realise this, but that's their limitations. That's not mine.
Yes,
that's not my limitations.
Nailed it, man. It's projection, right?
Yeah.
Projection. They feel uncomfortable with the fact that they couldn't do something like that. So then they're thinking, hey, if I can't do it, then how? You know what I mean? How can Bav do it? Or if I wouldn't even dream about doing something like that. So why should you dream about doing something like that? But then you'll come across that one person. Every now and then you'll come across one person, and they won't even think, bro. You'll say, I want to do this, and they'll go for it. Do it. I'm gonna help you get there. Yeah, bro. You squeeze those people as tight as you can. You keep them as close as you can because they're few and far between, man. I've come across enough people to know that half these boxers you see on Instagram, half these fighters or fitness professionals, they hate each other.
Yeah.
They won't promote each other. You know what I mean? They won't. You will never see half of these boxers, other than maybe one or two. You'll never see any of these boxers promoting me. They'll never share any of my shit. They'll never like any of my stuff. Do you know what I mean? And those kind of people you can shun away. You know what I mean? But when every now and then someone will come across you, someone will come across someone. For example, for me, it's my missus. I'll come across her, yeah, and it was like it didn't even click in her head. The doubt didn't even click. On my first date with my missus, yeah, this is crazy. I said to her, I don't think everybody even knows this, bro. We sat down on my first date, yeah. We're in London, went on a first date in London. And I said to her,
baller.
Like, bro, I was working on a roof. Get this, I was working on a roof. I was a roofer at the time. I was earning like 50 quid a day, and I was I was getting up. I was getting picked up at 5:30 in the morning. I was getting dropped home at like 6 o'clock at night, bro. Like, it was insane. I was working in London, and I saved up for about a week to take her to London. Right, I met her in London. And we sat in this bar, and I said, look, if we're gonna go, we've been speaking for ages, speaking for about a month, and I said to her, I need to tell you something, and it's not going to sound right. And if you're gonna leave, it's going to be now, right? Because it's not a very nice thing to say. But I said, I've got a goal in my mind, and that's being, the best in my craft. That's being top level in combat sports, top level in boxing. I'm going to be rich as fuck. I'm going to have more money than I know what to do with. Yeah. But unfortunately, you're going to have to come second best to a sport. And that was exactly how I said it. I said, unfortunately, you're going to have to come second best the same way my family do. My sport is going to have to come first in order for me to get there. And I don't want to take you on board. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to sell you this dream. Like, we're going to be all together every fucking weekend and we're going to be doing this and doing that, because it's not going to happen, man. Sometimes I'm going to have to be disappearing. You know what I mean? And she was like, I completely believe you. I see it in your eyes, 100%. And she's been with me ever since, bro. And she's never even looked back. Like, she's never stopped me. This is what's amazing about her. I wake up at, like, let's say 6 o'clock in the morning, yeah? Like, this happened a few times where I've been training all week. It's come to like the end of the week, I'm knackered. I've got one more session to do, or let's say I've got to wake up and I've got to do like a 15k run, something stupid, right? Yeah. And I've got up at like 6 o'clock to do this run. Bro, she's up at 5:30. She's made me coffee. She's sorted stuff out. She's gone back to bed. My stuff's already downstairs ready for me, rock and roll, man. Those are the kind of people you need near you. You know what I mean? You can think you can do it on your own, but you can't, man. You need people around you, you know what I mean, with the same mindset. And bro, those are the type of people you want to squeeze and keep as close to you as possible. And you must be the exact same. You must come across these people every now and then and be like, yo, I need that person near me. Do you know what I mean? I need that person to keep, you know what I mean? I need just a text every now and to say, bro, you're doing the right thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, massively. Is it Georgia?
Georgia, yeah.
Yeah, Georgia, yes. Like, people like her, like you said, you need your like fangirls, just like going, Mickey, man, you've got this, man.
Yeah,
like, do you know what I mean? And
it's
and like and I know you have. I'm the same. I've got the same as well. Where you're thinking, like, when you're on the days you're feeling down, you need someone to believe in you, even when you don't believe in yourself.
That's it, man. That's exactly it. And it requires 1% energy from that person to do that, and it pushes you back up to 100. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
And you've experienced it. You've seen these people. You know what I mean? But you've also seen the flip of it. You've also seen the people that will try their hardest to keep you as low as possible. And it's about getting those people out of your life. Do you know what I mean? I've learned a lot by like getting rid of people, how what lack of impact they had on the positive side of things. Do you know what I mean? And it's turned me into this kind of I don't know, but I can't imagine you being this type of person. You're so goddamn nice, man. But you're like nice. You're like the nicest dude on earth. I swear to God. When people ask about like me and Sonny texted me yesterday and saying about, I said, I'm going on Bal's thing tomorrow. And the first thing Sonny said was like, Balv is the nicest dude I've ever met. Like, I swear to God, a lot of people, and I'm saying a lot of people, bro. You got people behind you, bro. A lot of people that you've more.
Sonny's a dickhead though, man. Like, I hate that guy.
Fuck Sonny, bro.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the love.
It's true, but the flip of that, yeah, is that I've become this person that, like, I won't even think twice about cutting people off, man. Like, I never wanted to be like that, but it's got to the point where I've kind of been like, if I don't like you, I probably will never speak to you. Like, even if I saw you in the street, like, I'm not saying hello to you, bro. That's it. Like, it's a weird kind of, I don't know where it comes from, because I was never like that as a younger, but for some reason, bro, the flip of it is I know I don't need people that are gonna cause me hassle or cause me negative, or not just pursuing my dream, but just in general, bro. You know what I mean? I just haven't got the energy for it. And you might be, I don't know if you're the same, man. Like, people kind of, you know what I mean? People love to hold people back, but yours is a little bit more like out there, right? So like, you want to be a presenter, like, you have to out there.
Yeah. So I've not many people see the side of me, but I can be like really, really savage. And in terms of like cutting people up, like you can just like if you can say to me, like someone can say to me, like, oh, Micky Mills is this, like he's a bit of a dick and he's a bit of a twat. But I'll judge for myself and I'll meet you and I'll talk to you. And if you do turn out to be a bit of a dick, a bit of a twat, I'll be like, all right, cool, you're right.
Yeah.
But I'll always, Micky, give you a chance. Like if I met Hitler, I would be, how you doing? Do you know what I mean? I'll give. Obviously, he's the things he did wasn't
maybe
nice,
not like, Hitler, bro, but maybe like if there's one person on Earth, you probably wouldn't be like, what's up, bro? You could be, I mean, maybe like, I don't know, who's like not as bad as Hitler? Let me think. Trump, bro. Trump's a douchebag, but you say hello to him, right? Hitler, you'd blow his fucking brains out the second you saw him. Hitler.
Right, but that's probably not the best example, but you know, you get what I'm saying there, right?
Yeah, 100%. You give people the benefit of the doubt, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but as soon as they've had that chance, then that's it. They're out. They're cut out, and it's very hard for me to bring someone back in after they've done that. And that sounds horrible, but that's just me. Do you know what I mean?
That's true, bro. And you know what I mean. And that comes with age. I think it comes with age and comes with experiences, man. A lot of people will be quick to think they need people, or maybe quick to think they require the love and energy from someone when really they don't, bro. You know what I mean? Really, you don't. You've got this circle around you. That's kind of it. Like I said, a lot of conversations today has been about like fuck people, right? But like it's not true. There's a lot of people like there's a lot of positivity that comes to it, but a lot of times you have to give
both sides.
Yeah, man, 100%.
Yeah. So just quickly like wrapping this up. What's changed for you since like lockdown has started? I know did you have a fight cancelled or?
Yeah, man, that sucks. My first away fight properly. I was supposed to be fighting in York Hall in London, and
that's an event. That's an venue, man. That's
yeah, bro, big thing, man, big thing. But we got the call like maybe 2-3 weeks before to say no, it's not going ahead. But I mentally prepped for it already, man. I saw that it weren't going ahead. I thought, there's no way this is happening, man. There's shit getting cancelled all over the place. You reckon they're gonna let me do this? Hell no. So I was kind of in the mindset of it probably won't go ahead, but I'm ready to scrap it if the need arise. But yeah, and that got cancelled. That sucked. But I've dealt with that kind of thing within boxing before. You know what I mean? I've had people pull out on the last day. I've had people not make weight. You know what I mean? I've had all that shit before. So it wasn't really that much of a big deal for me. More than I just really wanted to fight. You know what I mean? That's the only other thing that come with it. But like fucking hell, bro. Everybody's struggling, man. Do you know what I mean? I refuse to be the guy that's like, oh my god, my life sucks. No, it's not the case, bro. Everybody's going through something. This is whether you think this lockdown's sick or not, whether you enjoy the fact that it's like you have to stay home, or you enjoy this, you enjoy that. Everybody's going through some kind of, whether it be financial, mental, you know what I mean, physical. Everybody's going through something. And I refuse to be the guy that thinks that my problem is worse than other people's. You know what I mean? That's not the case at all. My problem's not a problem at all. I can fight again. Well, I mean, probably next year we're looking at me probably fighting again. I mean, essentially just giving me a year off, which sucks. But I enjoy cake, so fuck it.
Yeah, no, I was the same. So I was about 4 or 5 days, but just before my second show on the BBC.
Yeah.
And I was gassed. I was like, we had prepped so much, and when I got the call saying like they're not doing it, I was like, oh man, I was gutted, Mick. Like properly gutted. But like you said, man, it is what it is. You can't control that, and you can't change it. So you start looking at what you can control, and doing this podcast is a thing I can do.
Yeah, exactly, man. And what you're doing is you're finding ways to adapt to what's going on. You know what I mean? It's weird how we all weirdly find ways to adapt. Like I was learning French from last year. I started learning French every day from like October last year, right? And I thought this is a perfect opportunity. I've got nothing else better to do. I ended up doing like 2-3 hours of French a day. You know what I mean? For like 50 days straight. Do you know what I mean? Like I was trying to find ways just to keep my mind occupied. I was training twice a day, still sometimes 3 times a day, and I was. You know what I mean? I was enjoying my food and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. But had I not had those things, you're right. I'd have been like, fuck, man, what to do now? You know what I mean? It's very easy to become bored, isn't it? It's so easy.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah. So just to wrap up, we're gonna end with some quick fire questions.
Hit me.
What advice would you give a young Micky Mills?
An advice I'd give a young Micky Mills.
Yeah. So
put down the cake, bro. Is what I'd say. I'd say put down the cake a little bit earlier, bro. No. I'd say an advice to give to young Micky Mills. How old are we talking?
Let's say 14, 15.
14, 15. So I was just playing rugby. I just come out of boxing, really. I'd say I honestly wouldn't change a thing. I'd say do everything you're gonna do. I'd say maybe I don't know, man. I don't know what I'd say. I'd say maybe think more. Do you know what I mean? I was very impulsive back then. I was very impulsive. Like I wouldn't think before I did stuff. Like I'd just go and do it, which is cool. But I'd say think more. Think more. Very, very simply. You know what I mean?
Cool, man. Second one. Given the choice of 3 people,
yeah,
dead or alive, who would you have as a dinner guest? So you only have 3 people. So it's you and
me,
3 other people. Yeah.
I'd have me. I'd have Muhammad Ali.
Ah, shout, go.
Classic guy, man. Classic guy. You can't beat that guy. I'd have someone called GSP, someone called George St. Pierre.
Yeah, he just retired, didn't he?
Yeah. So my favourite fighter of all time. He's still alive. And I'd have. What's a tough one, man? Dead or alive.
Everyone stutters on the third one because they've got their first 2. Like Sonny, the other people I've spoken to in this podcast always stutters on the third one.
Maybe Joe Rogan, bro.
Nah, really?
Yeah, okay. Joe Rogan's a boy, bro. Joe Rogan's a boy. Knows his stuff, and he seems like a good laugh. So maybe Joe Rogan or Jesus. Can I choose Jesus?
Mate, Jesus. No one said Jesus yet.
Let's have Jesus, bro. Let's find out what it's all about. You know what I mean? He'll tell us.
Yeah.
Jesus. Is it true? Come on, tell us what's up. You know what I mean? That's how I'd have Jesus.
Well, go on, Jesus. What are you saying?
I mean, bro, Jesus. Real quick. What happens after you die? That's what I'd say.
And last one, where do you see yourself in 10 years' time? So what will Micky Mills be doing in 2030?
36. I'll be retired. I'll be rich. You know what I mean? Rich, retired. I'm gonna own a jungle cat. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have a tiger or something, probably in the back garden. Nah, for real. It went up in 10 years' time. In 10 years' time, will be the top of my game. I would have just retired on top. I would have. You know what? As cringy as it sounds, fucking happy, man. That's all I give a shit about. Actually thinking about it. Fuck the money. Fuck that. You know what I mean? As long as I'm happy in 10 years, that's all that matters. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't give a shit. Don't get me wrong. A private jet would be cool. Do you know what I mean? A private jet would be cool, but as long as I'm cool and my family's cool, all of this is just to secure my family's future, man. So listen, my grandkids and their grandkids and their grandkids, they'll be, you know what I mean? You've seen how like wealth stays within a family. That's what I want to do, man. I want to be the first person to earn like an insane amount of money from this combat sports, and then they're set, bro. They're set. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want to do. I want to have, obviously, hopefully I'll have kids by then, and they'll be rich. I mean, they won't know they're rich. They're going to stay grounded. They're still going to go Hastingsbury. Do you know what I mean?
What a school.
Do you know what I mean? They're still going to go there just to keep them grounded, bro. Because if I didn't go Hastingsbury, I wouldn't be the same person. You know what I mean?
Mate, mate, Hastingsbury changed me, man, for the better. Do you know what?
Bro, you went Hastingsbury, Sonny. Bruv, everybody I know went Hastingsbury. And you know what?
Oh, jeez, man.
Oh, jeez, bro. You know what it was about that school? It's like, if you were, let's say, racist, you get your ass kicked. Do you know what I mean? There was no way you could be that kind of person in that school, because, I mean, bruv, it was almost equal. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, from like white people to like everything else. Like, it was almost equal, bro. So if you were to decide to be racist, you're getting your ass kicked. Do you know what I mean? And that grounds you as a person. If you're deciding to be any kind of dickhead, that grounds you as a person, man. Yeah. So yeah, no matter how rich I get, my kids are still going to Hastingsbury.
Mate, I can imagine Mills Jr. just rocking up in a Bentley up Hastingsbury gates.
Nah, he's gonna have the Fiat. He's gonna have the what do I have? My first car, Fiesta, like a 1993 Fiesta, man. He's gonna have that
in 2030.
Yeah, man. So you got to live the way I live. Do you get any money out of this?
Exactly. It's the struggle, man. Take it,
bro. You got to go through the grind.
Mate, man. What a perfect way to end on Hastingsbury, man. Thank you, Micky.
No, well, hey, bro. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. We're gonna get you onto mine and Sonny's, man. I'm sure he said.
Oh, mate, man. That'd be my honour, man. My honour.
You're on, man. You're on. So, bro, I appreciate you having me, man.